Welcome to the Roadrunner 89 Investment Network, where we talk about interracial love and marriage. Hope you enjoy Swirl to Investment. All right, welcome to tonight's late night live. Okay, on the East Coast, it's about 11:35. Where I'm at, it's 9:35. Welcome everybody. I see people coming in. Adorn, good to see you. Free at last. Welcome everybody. Good to see you. My title is improving society through interracial marriage, starting with black women, white men. I do believe that will improve society. I believe it will improve the marriage rates. I do. Yeah, happy Wednesday, the mind of an angel. Good to see you. Um, I've been wanting to come on live. Been busy lately. Um, Sometimes it's nice to take a break from YouTube, but after a couple days, I start missing it and wanting to come on and do a show. I got a TikTok video, and I'm going to do a reaction video also on a video I saw on YouTube. And, I want to show it to you. It was interesting video. It was sent to me, and also, okay, I'll hold that up right now. It was sent to me, and I watched the channel, and well, anyway, it's interesting, and it has to do with black women and white men. Okay, coming from a black man's perspective, so that it's really interesting. But I really want to show you this video, and well, after I show you the TikTok, I'll show you the video and do a reaction, and see what you guys think. Get your perspective on it. Um, through YouTube, there's many channels, right? People have their opinions on a lot of stuff, and some believe like we do, and some do not. Some people aren't into interracial relationships, interracial marriage. Some are, okay. But anyway, I'm going to show you this video and tell me what you think. This TikTok, and tell me what you think. Okay, it's a woman talking to her boyfriend after 6 years of dating, and he hasn't given her a ring yet. Okay. But anyway, before I start, let me get the copyright disclaimer up here. Okay. All right. So we're going to be using the Fair Use Act, fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Okay, we're going to be viewing this video for education, for commentary, for opinion. All right. Hopefully, we can learn something, learn other people's perspective on things. Okay. And tonight, I'm going to be talking about this. This ain't so much going in on anybody. I just going to listen to another man's perspective, and I'm going to give my opinion. Okay. And but I'll show you this TikTok video first. So if you need to see the copyright disclaimer, just rewind to the beginning of the video. Okay, and it'll be up there. It's on copyright disclaimers on many of my videos, especially when I do a reaction to another video. Okay. All right. But I'm going to show you this TikTok first. Okay.
Dating for 6 years.
Okay.
So we've been dating for 6 years. We have a baby. He's 2. So, I don't have a ring on my finger yet.
You just took it off.
No, these are not
you just
real.
took it off.
No, baby.
Look
at me. Why haven't you proposed to me yet?
I don't know.
Look at me.
Stop with the looking at you shit.
Look at my eyes. Okay. Why haven't you proposed to me yet?
You look crazy as hell.
Why haven't you proposed to me?
Yes.
Yes. What? Yes, what? Yes, you will? Are you proposing? Where's the ring? It's been 6 years. Almost 7.
Oh.
Still no ring. I'm confused. So we've been dating for...
Okay. What do you guys think about this? Okay. Is this real? If it is real, it's pretty disturbing. Dating 6 years. She said almost 7. They have a child together. No ring. And he looks like he's yawning, tired. And I think it was a bit disrespectful. Well, quite a bit disrespectful. When she asked him about this and he laughed. Seems to me that she's not ever getting that ring. 6 years, 60 years. And he was just laughing about it like it was a joke. In my opinion, she should have that ring before they have the child together. Okay? No wedding, no womb. That's what I believe. Okay? And they both look pretty young, probably mid-20s, maybe 30s, early 30s. But 6 years is a long time. And hasn't proposed to her yet. Had a child with her. But is this unusual? This is very common. And I don't mean to seem mean or anything, but I think if it's a white guy, black woman, I think she would already had the ring on. They would have been married before the child even came in most instances. I believe that to be true. Now, it's not true always. There's always exception to the rule. But I mean, he don't look interested in that. But interested enough to have a child. What do you guys think? Do you think it's normal that she should have to wait 6 years or longer to get proposed to? Or do you think she should have kicked him to the curb long ago? If a man ain't going to marry you within 6 years and has a child with you, he's probably not going to marry you. And if he does, he's going to feel forced into it, not all in. And I think that's a perfect example why you don't have sexual relationships till you're married. Because if this story is true or not, they might have just made this video. I don't know. I don't know these people. But if she wouldn't have let him touch her, he probably would have went somewhere else. Because the way she's talking and the way he's laughing, don't seem like he's interested in giving her a ring at all. He thinks it's funny. It's a joke. And he's yawning. He's like bored. I don't know what's going on. That should be a serious question. Where's the ring? And then, yeah. 6 years is way too long. And I think if he's not willing to marry you, you should not let him touch you. I mean, people can do what they want. It's your choice. But what's she going to get from this guy? a baby's daddy? I mean, is a relationship going to last? They going to date the rest of their life, or are they just going to have a relationship till he gets tired of her and moves on? And then what financial support will he get? Child support? It's not enough money to take care of a child, and it's only a portion of his income, how much ever he makes. So I would say, ladies, don't give up. Don't give your body to a man till he's your husband. Okay. I know for some people that's easier said than done, but it can lead to problems. And maybe they have a great relationship, but he just don't want to marry her. Why? A lot of responsibility with marriage, you know? And I think within a relationship, whether they're married or not, the man should be held responsible. And even if that comes with alimony. I know you don't get that unless you're married, but um yeah. But she seems like she's not too hurt by it, or maybe she just don't show it. But that's a prime example why you should save yourself till marriage, because you don't even know if he's committed. I mean, many men will sleep with women they don't want to marry. I mean, it is what it is, and even have children with women and not want to get married. I don't know. For me, I'm not having children. I would never have children with a woman that's not my wife. That's just me. And call it old school or old fashioned or whatever, but it's best for the children. It's best for you and the woman you have a child with. It's better to bring children in a marriage than in a dating situation. But 6 years is way too long. 6 years, a year is too long. If he can't figure it out by then, he needs to move on. But to me, that's a complete waste of time. You brought a child in the world and you're not married, and he don't look like he wants to get married. He just laughs at her when she brings it up. Not good. And how well is the child going to be? You're putting a child, you know, with two strikes against him or her before they even get started. Just saying. But anyway, let me go ahead and take that off the screen. Yeah, let me take this off too. The copyright disclaimer. All right, let me move this. And I'm going to show this next video. You guys have probably seen it. It's from a channel called SBW. I believe it's a black man. It sounds like it. And the channel, let me look it up before so I could give him a shout out before I go. Let's see here. Yeah. But anyway, hold on just a minute. I want to get this channel right before I start. Okay, it's SBW. And he abbreviates it as Sad Black Woman. Okay. If this is the channel here, okay, so we're going to look at his content, and you know, everybody has a right to their opinion, free speech, right? And we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to give you my opinion, what I think about it, and you guys can form your own opinion too. So I'll go. It's about 10-minute video, and we'll talk about it. Okay, let me put it up here. Shout out to SBW.
Emails are.
But anyway, okay. There's some stuff I'm going to agree with, and there's some I'm not. Okay. This is not a channel I'm particularly a fan of, but you know, I'm going to use this and talk about it under the Fair Use Act. So, thank the guy for creating this so we can use it for educational purposes.
Best suited as mates for white men more than they are for black men. The black female, as she is today, makes a better mate, wife, and mother for white males. And I'll tell you why. They're nicer to white men, right? They're more submissive. They're more inviting. Sometimes when you listen to them interact with white men, you don't even recognize them. That's how much they change. The bad attitude just goes out the window. They're more at ease. They're not as on edge as they are when they're dealing with black men. Right? This is a better foundation for a healthy relationship. Black women don't stereotype white men the way they stereotype black men. Black men have to deal with stereotypes that were invented by black women, some by black women and some by white media.
All right, let me stop it right there. Is what he's saying true, guys? Do black women treat white men better? Are they more submissive? Do they not stereotype white men like they do black men? Is what he's saying true? I would say yes and no. Here's why. Depending on the black woman, okay. Uh, let's be honest. Not all black women are into white men. A lot of black women are not into white men, and you know, there are black women that are submissive with white men that are nicer to white men. Sure. Same thing with white men to black women. I think what it is I think a lot of times black women feel like they get more respect from white men. Maybe. Could that be it? And maybe they have a better attitude. I I think it's that way with white men. I know when I'm around black women, I'm on my best behavior. I do come with a lot of respect and love. I always have. And when you're interracially date, a lot of times you feel like you got to kind of do that, and stepping into the unknown. So, but black women have plenty of stereotypes for white men. It depends on the woman. She's might be in the white men, might not be. Most black women marry black men. Okay, for now, for now. But anyway, what he's saying true? I think he's saying white men are a better option for black women, but I think I don't think it's that he is real happy about it. I think there's some other um, reason he's saying that. I don't know. But let's continue to listen. It's very interesting. Okay. And, the video was nicely put together. But let's continue.
Which, of course, black women adopted and advocated. When a woman looks at you through a bunch of stereotypes, even if she's with you, it causes social relation problems. It skews the way she views you, and it'll distort her whole perception of you, even if she's married to you. You'll end up having social problems, having arguments. She'll end up, saying things about you that she wouldn't say to a white man. Right? This is also one of the keys to a healthy relationship, because with white men, she don't have no stereotypes against white men. Right? So she's going to make a better wife, a better mate, friend, a partner with a white man. Traits. black women have a much higher appreciation for the traits of white men than she does for black men. If you think for 1 minute that black women value brown eyes as much as she does ice blue eyes, you're kidding yourself. They're much more mesmerized and captivated and fascinated by blue eyes than they are by brown eyes. Brown eyes ain't nothing to them.
Oh my God. Really? Is that true, ladies? Unfortunately, I got brown eyes, so black women wouldn't be that interested in me because they like the ice cold blue eyes. Okay. Um, I I think what he's saying is black women treat white men better, and I think in a way he's saying it's unfair that it puts black men at a disadvantage compared to white men. And I would say maybe it's true with certain black women, you know, um, but just black women in general, no. A lot of black women will not date white men, period. End of story. A lot of black women are race loyal. They want to be with the black man. They treat the black man like he's the best of the best. I think the guy's kind of feels some kind of way. Maybe he sees black women that are really into white men and they might lift them up and say good things about men that they're attracted to, right? I say a lot of great things about black women because I'm attracted to black women. I'm married to a black woman. So it makes sense that you're going to lift up the one you want to be with, right? The ones that you're attracted to. Nothing wrong with that. Um, and maybe some black women like blue eyes. Okay, nothing wrong with that either. Um, and look, women that feel like they're around men that they believe are leaders will be more accepting, more sort of say submissive. Women are not supposed to be submissive to men unless they're their husbands, but maybe they're more appreciative. I think a lot of black women find traits of white men and appreciate that. Certain, you know, um, maybe black women like the culture that white men are in. Certain white men, maybe the traditional white man that's all about family. That don't necessarily mean that she hates the men in her group. Maybe she's just attracted to the white man and thinks that's the best option for her. Nothing wrong with that. Anyway, let's continue.
It's just a typical eye color. But they have orgasms over blue eyes.
Okay. All right, stop. No, black women do not have orgasms over blue eyes. Come on now. That's where do you get this stuff? Okay. All right, let's continue.
They go completely nuts. If you watch them on Facebook, sometimes they'll post a picture of a man, or sometimes they'll post, pictures of children, usually little girls who they think is a attractive girl. Oftentimes, the man or the child have blue eyes because they're just crazy about blue eyes, right? They wear the
Okay, he keeps talking about blue eyes. Ladies, is that true? Are you crazy about blue eyes? Or does that even matter? Um, not all white people have blue eyes. I got brown eyes with a little bit of green you can barely see. Um, most white people do have blue eyes. It's the most common color for, I guess, European white people. Um, but I don't know. Sometimes people like certain traits of others, but that don't necessarily mean you will be with that person. You know, you might be in the blue eyes, but you might find some guy with green eyes or brown eyes. Yeah. Hazel. I got hazel eyes. I got brown with a little bit of green. Yeah. But anyway, I think he's upset about the blue eyes. I don't know. But okay.
Blue contacts. And when they do wear blue contacts, they'll hold their eyes open as wide as possible. I know a lot of y'all seen them because they want everybody to notice they pretty blue eyes.
Okay, he's talking about black women that wear contacts, blue eyes. Um, I've seen black women wear different color contacts. You know, okay. So, I mean, all right.
If you think for 1 minute that black women value woolly hair as much as they value fine, straight hair, you kidding yourself. All you got to do is look at them. I don't even need to elaborate on that. As a matter of fact, when they wear woolly hair, that's out of the norm. Right? That's a rare thing to see. Natural is abnormal for them. The core of their grooming habits and their culture, as far as hair, is to have straight hair. It's been that way for decades, over 100 years now. We all know for a fact they have a much higher value for straight hair than they do for woolly hair.
Who cares? Black women can wear whatever hair they want. Some women wear natural hair, some whatever. I don't care. I mean, black women are amazing regardless what kind of hair they wear. But you know, it sounds like a lot of generalizations how black women are, that somehow they're more submissive, more appreciative of white men, and want to be and like the blue eyes and the straight hair. And I don't believe the majority of black women are like that. I just don't buy it. Some are, but I think he's kind of generalizing. And I mean, still, black women overwhelmingly marry black men, so I don't know what he's talking about here. But okay.
It's undeniable. Fair skin. They definitely have a higher value for light skin than they do for dark skin. No question.
Okay, is this the 4% or maybe 12% now of black women that marry white men? Because what they say, like 90% of married black women are with black men. So do they feel the same way about straight hair and fair skin? And or is he just talking about the ones that do date and marry white men? Maybe that's what he's talking about. The ones that do. I think that's what he's saying. I don't, because you can't say the majority, you know. So I'm going to assume he means the ones that do date out.
If you think for 1 minute that black women will be just as excited about having a black child as they will about having a biracial child, you kidding yourself. As I said in another video, I doubt they abort biracial children at all. When they know they got a biracial child on the way, they are ecstatic.
Okay, I'm going to disagree on this right here. I think black women love whatever children they have, whether they're biracial or black children. And I believe most black women want black children to look like them. I don't think black women are running out to try to have biracial children. Okay, I don't think so. I think black women love the children that they have, whether they're black or biracial. I don't think they're just trying to get with a white man to get biracial children. Now, there might be some that do, but Yeah, he's going into abortion and stuff. Um, but I mean, we'll talk about that when we get there. But I just think black women, whatever children they have, they're going to love. And I think mostly when people are in a relationship, they're not thinking about what their kids look like. I think they're thinking about who they're in love with, and that's the important thing. Um, but I think he's trying to say that they will abort black children, but not biracial children. I would say it depends on the situation. Um, and I think biracial children are less likely to be aborted because they're probably in a better relationship where the man's around and the woman's not scared, wondering what to do. How do I take care of a child by herself? I mean, I'm just saying. But let's continue.
Happy. Ain't no way they aborting no biracial child. They're gonna show that child off. They can't wait to get around other people and their kids, other black people and they black kids, so they can bring their mulatto child because they know how black people crazy about biracial kids, right? So she has a higher value for the whole biology of white males than she does for black males.
Could that be a little bit of jealousy? Or could she just have high value for the man she has? And maybe she loves her children. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of projection going on here. But anyway, let's continue.
Which makes her a better mother for biracial children than black children. She's much less likely to be abusive, especially the boys, because they're
Okay, I've heard different from black women. I've heard that they treat their boys better than the girls. He's saying the opposite, that black women are abusive to the black boys than the black girls. Is that true? Or is that just his projection? That's what he thinks. You know, I don't know.
they're most abusive to boys. When the boys are, babies, infants, it's okay. But once they get around 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's when they suffer a lot of abuse, when they're going through adolescence. Both
Yeah, let me say this about black boys. In my opinion, I think from what I've heard and what I think they're treated a little bit better than black girls. I think in the black community they uplift the the males, the boys, where in the white culture we uplift the girls. You know what I mean? It's like we put white women on a pedestal, and it's like black women put black men on a pedestal. I think that's what's going on. I don't think black women are abusive to the boys. I don't know where he's getting this. Um, I don't know, but anyway, let's continue.
physical and verbal abuse. And the verbal abuse is usually very extreme. They're much less likely to do that with biracial children. I would argue that they're not going to be abusive to biracial children. So being with white men and having babies by white men, having white men's kids, they'll turn out to be a better mother on top of being a better wife.
Okay, I'm going to say this, and this is what I think. I think they'll be a better mother because they have a better husband, generally. Okay, and I'm not saying white man's better than the black man. I just think they make better choices. Um, and I think if you got a better husband, you got a better wife. I think that goes hand in hand. So some of the stuff he's saying, I believe is true. I think black women do appreciate white men, and they're more feminine, they're more submissive. I believe that, but I think it's because the white man's more organized and more of a husband and father in general. Okay, So when I think it's a relationship where black women, white men bring out the best in each other, because they have to fight to be together. They have to put each other first. So I think they do have a better situation. They do have a better marriage. Marriages with black women, white men are much stronger than two black people or even two white people. Okay? It's almost like it's meant to be. It's a beautiful thing. And I know he's projecting how he feels about black women. That's what I believe. But he has a right to his opinion. I don't agree with it. Some of the stuff he says, I do agree that black women do make better wives and mothers with white men. I do believe that. Okay. And I don't think it's that they just automatically treat white men better. No. I think black women, white men are the best option for each other. It works. You get two people working within their community expected to, you know, make things happen, coming together. They already know what they need to do. And I think that's why it's better. But that's my opinion. But let's continue.
Wife, right? And they'll be happier. So in all, black women are better mates for white men
I agree they are better.
than they are for black men. And I think black women should continue to pursue white males. Do the black man a favor. Be with the man who makes you a better person, a better wife, and a better mother. Right? We don't need any more abortions. Black women have killed more blacks than the Klan. Abortions is the number one killer. You can add up all the other killers of black people, violent crime, heart attacks, whatever. Add them all up. Abortions surpass it all by far, even when you add them all up.
Okay, let me stop it right there. I think what he's doing is bringing this to a white supremacy message to an abortion message. Okay, yes, abortions are high. Okay, and within the black community is the highest of abortions. He's right about that. Um, and I'm not a fan of abortion. Okay, it's something that's legal in the United States, and I don't hold women responsible because there's a man involved too. And black women are not going to get abortions because they hate their blackness or black children. That is BS. Most women will get an abortion because they're afraid, because they don't know what to do. And a lot of these men push them into getting this. This ain't just something women just decide to do. So he's blaming black women for this. Okay? Now, a woman makes a choice to do it, okay? But is it because she's left alone and is afraid, don't know what to do? Is it because the man left her alone and pregnant? Because I could tell you how you can fix this abortion thing, sir. Marry the women you lay down with. Marry them. That will cut that down a lot. Okay? I don't believe most women want to abort their children. They don't. They do it because they're afraid and they don't know what else to do. And to put the blame strictly on women is disgusting. Okay? It takes two. It's like blaming black women for being single mothers. Well, it takes a man to do it too. He's got to impregnate her. Now, would she do this if she's in a loving marriage with the man she loves? No. So I think to fix this, to drive down the numbers would be marriage, would be going back to the basics, having a family. Okay? Seems like he's blaming black women for all of this. But I'm not going to get in the abortion debate, okay? But a lot of this can be stopped by having strong families. I think so. But I mean, that's an easy way out. Blame the women. It's not your fault, and move forward. But you cannot fix a community by just blaming the women. You can't do it when the men are the leaders. But like I said, I'm not, because of my faith, I can't get down with the abortion thing, okay? I'm not going to go in on people for it. But I would say if you want to cut down the numbers, start with the nuclear family, a husband and wife, okay? And stop the pumping and dumping, okay? Because a lot of pumping and dumping leads to abortions. And he seems like he's pretty upset about the abortion thing. But he needs to start preaching to the men and not just going in on women. That's my opinion. But anyway, let's continue.
So we're at the crossroads. This is a crisis. Something need to be done, because you are a vicious murderer of black children, because you hate blackness just that much. It's because you're not going where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be with that white man because you are his creation. That's why you're better suited for him. And that's why you kill so many black babies.
I disagree. And black women are not our creation. Black women were created by God, sir.
That's why you were so abusive to so many black children. And that's why you instill an inferiority complex in black children.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Okay. What do you guys think about that video? Okay. It sounded like he was for black women marrying white men. And he said he is. He said they're the best for white men, right? But he's saying it because they hate black people, black women. Black women are more loyal to black men than any other group of men on earth. Okay, the abortion rate is high, but a lot of these women are left alone and pregnant. What do? I don't agree with it, but I understand why they do what they do. But to put the blame solely on black women and say they hate their blackness, to me, is ridiculous. And all groups, all races of people do this, the abortion thing. Okay? It's high in the black community, but the out of wedlock birth rate in the black community is high too. It's the highest. So abortions would be the highest too. It makes sense. And the way to fix that, he's against abortion, right? Be a good father, be a good husband. There are black women that will love you, sir. They're not all after white men. That's actually a minority of black women that are. Okay? The numbers are growing, yes. But usually black women are with black men. They want to be with black men. Okay? And when you don't hold men accountable, your community, your neighborhood is going to suffer. The nation is going to suffer. If we stop holding men accountable, things are going to get horrible. It's not going to work. And I think we can fix this too by interracial marriage. Okay? I think society would be better off if more people opened up their options. if more black women opened up their options to other men, because only 27% of black women are married. 27%. So 73% are not married. And when you see my post and I talk about the 73%, that's what I'm talking about. When I say pray for 73, that's the 73% of black women that are not married. Now I get it, there's some that don't want to be, but I don't buy 73% don't want to get married. I think 73% are stuck in a rut. And because black women are so loyal to black men, they're kind of stuck in that box. And I think the reason interracial marriages are growing with black women, white men, is because black women really have no choice, really, if they want to be married and have a good family structure. They have to. There's approximately 2 million more black women than black men. Black men date and marry out 2 to 3 times what black women do. So the numbers are not in black women's favor. We all know this. People say it all the time, and it's true. But I think black women need to realize that there are other men that love them. There are other men out there that are coming for black women. White men, Asian, Hispanic, they're coming for black women. But the thing of it is a lot of them think black women don't like them. A lot of white men I talk to say, well, black women don't like white guys. And I say, well, my wife is black. Well, yeah, that's an exception. No, it's not. It's actually the rule. If we would open up our eyes and just make that move, it's like black women, white men psych themselves out, and before they even get to know each other. And I say black women, white men, get to know each other. Learn about each other. Talk to each other. You'd be amazed how much we have in common. You'd be amazed how good of a relationship we can have. I have an awesome relationship with my wife. Been married over 28 years. Did I have to get out of my comfort zone to talk to my wife? Yeah, sure. But it's amazing how much we have in common. It's amazing how good of a relationship we have. And it works. And I'd say, white men, make your move. Don't be listening to that pick-me-sha up there that says she only wants to be with black men and that's it. That's her. That ain't all black women. Just like white men that say they won't date black women. They don't speak for all of us. And black men damn sure don't speak for us. Okay? So ladies, don't take advice from black men when they talk about white men and what we like. Because they'll have you all messed up. And white guys, don't take advice from black men, even if they're your friend, about dating black women. They'll have you doing crazy things and make fun of you. But anyway. 55% of white men are married. Yeah, last I looked, I think it was 52%. But it might have shifted a little bit. I think it's going to go higher now that interracial marriages are growing. You know, I think it's because when I looked, it was like, I think it was 56% Asian, 52% white, and 30% black that are married, according to the last stats that I looked at through the Pew Research. but it's fluid. It's constantly shifting, and the interracial marriages with black women, white men is growing. Okay, I'm waiting for the new data to come out. I think we're going to be surprised. Someone told me it's up to 12%, from 4 to 12. I don't know if it's that high, but I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, I'm going to drop the link before I close tonight. I just wanted to share that video because it was interesting what he was saying. A lot of truth was in there, what he was saying. But I think a lot of it was projection. I think a lot of it was how he feels about black women. And I don't know what black women he's looking at. You know, maybe he's looking at the ones that date white men. And black women that are into white men, they do say good things about us. They do sometimes put us on a pedestal, and that's fine. Maybe that's what he sees. You know, and if you ever heard me talk about black women, I say wonderful things. I put black women on a pedestal. I do. That's just how white people are. We've always put Becky up there. I'm just a little different. I put my wife up there because the standard of beauty is your wife, right? They say why do they consider white women the standard of beauty in our country? Because the majority of people are married to white women. It don't mean they're the most beautiful, no. But a man will see his wife as the most beautiful. To a man, his wife is the standard of beauty. Makes sense? Right? All right. Let me go ahead and drop the link if you guys want to come on. Have a little chat before I cut out. And let me put this up here. But listen, I do think interracial marriages will improve our country, will improve our nation. And I believe black women and white men coming together will end white supremacy. I do. Not totally, because there's always hate, but I think it'll suppress it. And people try to claim that black women and white men together is white supremacy. No, it's not. But anyway, and if you listen to this guy's videos, you could check out his channel. Um, he talks about white supremacy and black women and white men. He believes that is a form of white supremacy. I'm not going to speak for him. Go view his videos, and you can form your own opinion. What's that? There may be 20% of black women that don't want to get married as well. Yes. So at least 50. Yeah, I could accept that. There are some black women that don't want to get married. Maybe they're up in age and they just don't want to do it. Um, or maybe there's some other reason. There are some that don't, but there's a lot of black women that do. I've talked to black women that'll say, "Look, I don't care what the man is, as long as he loves me and he's there for me." Um, yeah, yeah. Some people believe black women, white man is white supremacy. Yes, they even say it. They say some people have said that black women is the right hand of white supremacy. Like, yeah, which is the total opposite of white supremacy. White supremacy is white only. Okay, it does not have black people connected to it. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, great to see you again, Brent.
Hey, how you doing? What? The
Yeah,
mind of an angel. Good to see you.
you can just call me Angel at the end of my YouTube channel name because that's my real first name anyway, is Angel. So
Okay.
you can just say Angel or anyone in the chat there. So it's no big deal. But the everything you said is spot on. And as I was coming in and I heard what you were saying to KB Murgoat, or however I pronounce the KP's name there. That's what I
Uh-huh.
noticed a lot is the black men try to like blame the so-called white supremacy on interracial marriages and all that, even if it was the opposite of a black man with a white woman, and that's kind of like what it sounds like he's like wanting or is jealous of and is hurt by it by just from the tone of his voice from the video that you played to all of us. And on
Yeah.
top of that, I agreed when you had said that the reason why white men do better is because of the choices. Because how many? They're not trying to like do this out of comparison, but I just want to get people to understand how many black people are as like successful as Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, Jeff Bezos of Amazon, or any like richest person of the year, or even like Elon Musk. How many black people that you know that are like that? And a lot of times, when black people, especially like the man there, is trying to be successful, they sell their stuff too early to the white person there, and they ultimately give up the ability to be successful, if you know what I mean there, Brent. And just
Yeah.
like pains me the fact that a lot of black men in particular from that video like tries to like think that the white man is more successful, but it's all dependent on what the white man's choices are. Black people, especially the men, can be successful in the same way. They just need to make sure that they're investing their money in the right form and all that. And if someone tries to buy you out, then you reject it there. That's as simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, there are rich black men out there that are millionaires and stuff. It seems that I don't know. And maybe I'm generalizing, but it seems like when black men get money, it's like they don't turn to marriage. It's like that they expect more.
Yeah,
Like the KS thing, the high value 100 6 figure man, right?
yeah,
Uh, it's like you made it. Well, in the white community, really, 100,000 is. I mean, it's good, but it's not like you get whatever you want when it comes to women. You still have to compete. You still have to show you're the best. And especially like my age, if you don't have 6 figures, you haven't applied yourself. I'm just going to say that because I'm not going to go down on people that
exactly.
don't have it, but it is attainable. It's reachable. I was able to reach it just being a regular blue collar guy. I'm nothing special. I just work hard and I've been consistent at the jobs I have.
Yeah.
Um,
And same thing with me. I've like the for the job that I have now, which is at the movies, but I ain't gonna say we're at there. I've been there for coming on to almost a year and a half. Come February of 2023 of next year, and that's been like the longest job or real job that I've ever had there in my entire life. I used to work at the stadiums where like the Phoenix Suns and the Arizona Diamondbacks play at, and I was
awesome.
like a concessions person there too. There, but at times it got stressful over there because of the way things were like handled, and at times when I wanted to speak to the manager just for comfortness or just to make sure I'm like doing everything right, he would like ignore those of us as employees at the stadiums there, and the that was like the first ever real job in my entire life, but it wasn't the longest as opposed to where I work at now. But I put my effort in wherever I go, and I'm hoping I can like stay at the movies for as long as till my 40s or so. That's how much I'm dedicated to where I'm at. And if things
Okay.
will go great between me and the black woman there that I've like talked about a bit, then it means that we're both like in love with each other. And yeah, it's still friendship at the moment. I did surprise her with a movie poster to a movie that she wanted to see, but hasn't gotten the opportunity. The movie Till, the movie based upon the true stories and events of Emmett Till. I'm pretty sure everyone is familiar with that name. So I
Yeah.
gave my her that poster as a surprise gift, and she was super excited to have gotten it. And was I expecting anything from her? No. All I did was give her something that I knew that she wanted, and I wasn't expecting anything back from her. All I did was give her a hug and all that on the way when I was going to leave her apartment, and I really wasn't expecting anything out of it. Some black men expecting from a black woman and vice versa. I wasn't expecting anything.
Hmm. Well, and you shouldn't. I mean, it's a gift. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a gift towards a black woman that I am in love with, but I don't want to jump too much far at this moment right now. I just want to take things slow but steady. I'm 32 there. Williams loves to learn. I'm going to be 33 next March there. A lot of people say I don't look a day over 16 to 21. And yeah, if you want to know in terms of the way I talk, my speech impediment is a part of my autism. I kind of don't talk about it much anymore because a lot of people don't seem to know much about what it is. And at the same time, in times when I got myself into situations there, people think that I use it as an excuse, but that ain't the case. I'm pretty sure Williams loves to learn knows a lot about autistic people in terms of our anxiety. And for those like myself, that's ADHD, the bipolar mood and seizure disorder there, knows what it's like there.
Okay. Michael Ray said, I've noticed many white men that become wealthy marry black women. Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of us become wealthy marrying black women. I'm not saying I'm wealthy, but black women do bring out the best in us. They really do.
Yeah.
And look, I can talk by experience. I'm not rich, but I do pretty well, and my wife has always had my back and always brought out the best in me. Just the love that she gives me and the faith that she has in me, motivates me. I don't want to let my wife down, so failure is not an option. That's what black women do, you know. It is.
And also, I just want to say thank you to J10 there. J10 says a few minutes ago, finally a different male on the panel. I've been asking for this for months. Well, thank you. I love that comment from Jay there. Thank you. I will say this again. I said the first time I was on your stream for the first time there, Brent. I have had an attraction for black women for all the way back when I was a kid, and I had a crush on a next door neighbor who was siblings with each other, and the sister of the brother. I had a crush on her as a kid, and we apparently went to the same school, but we weren't in the same classes there. And then I also, in the 2020, a couple years ago, had a long distance relationship with a black woman that was a YouTuber, but she hasn't done anything in a few years now. She was all the way in New York while I was here in Arizona, and that was short-lived once I brought up what I'm like and all that. And because of that, the relationship kind of fizzled because I just want people to get to know me. And the current black woman that I'm in friendship with there reminds me a lot like myself and all that. And she is greatly attracted just from her view and all that. And she is definitely a great person. And just from the fact that we ran into each other in 2021 at a bike shop was like weirdly the most unconventional moments, if you know what I mean. It's kind of like a scene from a movie happening in real life where you both meet each other at a place, and then you think you will never see each other again. And then thankfully, I ran into her again when I was riding my bike one day a few months afterwards. And from that point on, from the point when we met each other at the bike shop up until when we saw each other, from that period of time, she was on my mind for a while just because of how great she looked. And so from that point on, I just wanted to keep things in contact. So we exchanged numbers. And that's how we're like today now with the gift I gave to her a few weeks ago. So I've always had I guess you'd say, a thing for Black women there. But some things don't naturally happen. They happen according to time and all that.
Okay. I'm looking at the comment. I'm interested to
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I'm reading it too here. That's kind of like why I giggled. It says, I'm interested to know how much of the 45% of white men that are not married are interested in marriage and part in the Black women. Because if it's 25%, then that 25% has at least 25% of us interested.
You know what? I'm going to say this. You know, they've done studies and found out that white men are more interested in marriage and dating black women than black women are into white men. And if you think about that, there are millions more white men than black women. So even if a small portion are checking for black women, that's overwhelming number. I mean, and I would say probably at least 80% would be willing to date black women easy. And let's say only 20%. That's millions more. You're like outnumbered. Um, but I've seen studies where they've proven that white men are more into marrying black women than black women are to white men. So this notion that some black women think that white men aren't interested, it's a lie. Now there is a racial barrier because we're not around each other at least uh, most of the time. So, and here's the thing: a lot of white men think black women are not interested in them. So a lot of times they don't even take their shot because they don't think it's going to happen. It's almost like the beautiful woman syndrome, where you go out and there's a beautiful woman, right? And nobody approaches her. Have you seen this happen? I mean, very attractive, a knockout. And a lot of men will not approach her because they feel they don't even have a chance because she's very beautiful. That's kind of like the same thing with black women. They want to get with them, they want to talk to them, but they feel they don't have a chance, so they don't. And they listen to these pick-me-shas that, praise black men and say negative stuff about white men and think, oh, wow, black women don't like us at all. But you can't listen to one person. And most men are scared of extra beautiful women. Yes. And a lot of white men find black women very beautiful. I always did, and it was kind of tough because I thought I was going to look stupid. She wasn't going to give me a chance. But when she did, I felt like I won the lottery too. I really appreciated that. And I think that's another reason why black women, white men relationships work so well is because the men, and I'm speaking for white men that are married to black women, when we get with you, when we have a relationship, we appreciate it. We don't take you for granted because we didn't even think we had a chance to begin with. So when you accept us, we really appreciate it. And maybe that's a problem with black men in a lot of cases. Maybe they have access to black women and always have, that they take black women for granted, that they think they got them. I'm just saying, could that be
Yeah.
a
Um,
reason?
uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
um, I agree, and also, like, why do you see a lot of like black relationships, like a black man with a black woman, on shows like Jerry Springer back in the day, and shows like Steve Wilkos and all that, because they wanted advice from a professional when they can't even figure out their own relationship, which is why a lot of black relationships like go down or fumble, or whichever the proper term is, where it basically goes boom, downhill there between the amongst each other, which ends up like the black woman wanting a white man just because they want to change things up a bit. And I'm always seeing like different types of black women taking a shot at the white man, and they seem to have more of a long-lasting relationship than what they did with their counterpart there, if you know what I mean, Brent. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
becoming like more and more of the norm nowadays because of that kind of stuff. Like if black relationships want to succeed, they need to learn to like agree with each other and not just think that one like gender is more superior than the other. Like how black men often thinks that they're more superior than the black woman, and vice versa. At the same time, the reason why a lot of the interracial marriages, like yours, for example, Brent, is because you guys agree with each other, and at times you guys like argue, you always resolve things that make things better in the long run. And I don't see that kind of stuff happening between black relationships anymore. I mean, it's just really depending on like what the relationship can resolve at the end of the day.
Well, yeah, and you gotta love each other more than your problems. Your love's got to be
Exactly.
stronger than your problems. Yeah. And I mean, we're flawed as people.
Yeah.
And we got to realize that. Um, but I think we're more strategic. I think when black women, white men get together, it's we're more strategic, and I think white men, in my opinion, I think we can express our love better maybe than black men do. Maybe it's easier for us to say to black women that we love you, and we just do it.
Um,
Um, I don't know. I just and where black men look at it as like a kind of like a pandering thing, or a manipulation, when it's just that you just have love for that person, you know?
Mahogany LOXS says black love is struggle love to me. I get princess treatment when dating white men. And Kuma sends in response to Michael Ray, romantic love. Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah. And maybe it's because white men are more chivalrous. Maybe we come out and say, I love you, or I think you're beautiful. Maybe we're more expressive.
Yeah,
Um,
that's like exactly what it is there. In fact, when I went to go bring the poster to my current black woman that I'm in a friendship with, when I went to go bring the poster to her, and on the way out, I expressed how much I loved her, but I didn't like jump the gun and asked if we could go on a date, because I just don't want to jump that like moment as of yet. So, because I want to take it slow and steady. But I expressed how much I loved her, and on the way out when I was gonna come back home, leaving her apartment, I gave her 3 hugs in like less than 2 minutes, just because of how much I cared and loved her, and even I've had dreams of her from time to time too. There.
hey, well, I wish you luck, man. I'm going to pray for you. I hope your
Thank
relationship
you.
takes off. Yeah, and it is good to take it slow. I mean, you don't want to be too aggressive, but don't take it too slow either.
No,
Um,
no, don't wait like 5 years and then it's too late to do that because I've like been in a friendship mode with her for about a year and few months because I like met her in October of 2021 last year, and then I like ran into her later on in early of the 2022 this year, and that was when things started to go like they are now. But I won't want to like wait 5 years and then it's too late. I probably may try to work on it, like up it up, or like bring up my bring it up a bit come next year there because I don't want to like have it be too late, like you said.
yeah. Hey, Irises, good to see you.
Hey, irises.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but that's better waiting 5 years for that than having a relationship like that TikTok we saw where they even had a child together and he didn't
Yeah.
propose to her and over 6 years. That to me that's unacceptable. I mean, yeah, but I don't know if that was even real or they just made that video. But if it's true, that's
Oh my! I love the way what you said it because it could have been an act in the entire
yeah,
thing. Because some things are nowadays are pretty much like scripted or acted out when it ain't even real no more. And I remember in the early days of viral videos where you had to like determine whether it was like real or fake. But now with the advent of like cell phones and all that, as far as like what technology have become, it's slightly better to recognize there and all that. If it's like not edited or like multiple shots, then sure. But the TikTok does kind of seem like it was scripted at least.
yeah, it because I mean, yeah, she didn't look like she was real emotional because I think after 6 years she'd be like, if she really loves the guy, be in tears. We got a child together. Why haven't you proposed? I don't know. It just seemed like it was like, why haven't you done this? So
And I see
I
what Williams love to learn is saying. I think you should ask her today, LOL. And then Williams love to learn then says, just ask if she wants to be your girlfriend. And Williams, of course, is like love to learn is of course like responding to my friendship that I'm having currently, and I don't want to like jump the gun too fast, but at the same time, I don't want it to have it be too late neither. So I think I may try doing that as a step above come 2023, and that's kind of like what I was talking about there,
yeah
Williams, because at the rate where with what is between the two of us right now, I just don't want to like rush it or anything, but at the same time, I don't want to like wait like 5 or even 6 years in that TikTok video and then have it be too late for the two of us. So I just want to make sure I'm doing it at a steady pace that ain't too slow like a turtle or as fast as a train.
yeah yeah because we don't want to see you on a TikTok and say she said, well, we've been friends for over 6 years and you haven't.
And you haven't took me out on a date.
yeah
That's just some humor, but I see where Williams up to learn is coming from. There,
yeah
thank you, William.
yeah. Um, I just wonder. Yeah, I just came across this video and it was sent to me, but it was interesting because I was like, wow, is this guy promoting black women and white men getting married? I was like, so I was like, hey, I got to listen to this. And then I knew where, then later on it went to abortion and he was blaming black women.
Even before like getting into as far as you did, you already knew what he was like going towards or trying to message and
Yeah,
all that.
Well, yeah, before I showed it to you guys, yeah, I knew
Wow.
where. But
Where
at
he was coming
first,
from.
when I first watched it, I didn't know. It sounded like he was just promoting it. But then when he went deeper into it, I was like, okay, I get where his message is. He's blaming black women, saying that they hate their blackness and this and that, and which I don't know where he comes with that, because most black women end up marrying black men. So I don't know where he gets this. Um, I don't know what he's seeing. Maybe he's looking at black women that are with white men. Because look, if the black woman's married or dating a white man, she's going to have favor towards that white man. That makes sense, right? Um, just like those of us that are married to black women, we have favor with black women. We do. We look at black women as more beautiful than other women because that's who we're attracted to. And it's not a bad thing. It's not putting nobody down. It's just that my wife is the best thing.
Hmm.
She's the best woman on earth.
Um, uh,
I I
I
put her.
mean what some people are saying. And Indian mom says my mom and grand got divorced in the mid '80s to avoid being trapped in struggle love. And AB says struggle love will snatch your edges. And Iris says TikTok definitely keeps it real, real. LOL.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know if some of that stuff's real or scripted. Uh, but I mean, if that's real, it's trouble. It's very troubling. But it's not unusual. I know
Exactly.
people. I know people that have been dating for years, have kids, and not married. I don't understand that. To me, I don't know. I was raised that you have children within marriage, and it's shameful to have children out of marriage. I know that's an old thing. I know that's an old school thing. It's a traditional thing. But I think we need to bring that back within our culture. I think marriage needs to be a big part of our culture. I think we need to go back to courting to see who's right for you to marry. I think we need to go back in the day when the women dropped that handkerchief and you competed as men to win her heart. I think we need to go back to that. I think I know it's not never going to go back to that, but it'd be sure nice if it did. I think society would be a lot better
Yeah.
off if we did. But here's the silver lining I see. And when it comes to black women, white men, and marriage, a lot of black women are very traditional, very spiritual. A lot of black women are women of faith. So I see that as, you know, a blessing. And there's a lot of white men that are traditional too that want marriage. So why don't we get together and increase the marriage rates that way? Because if 73% of black women are not married, I mean, something's got to give here. Um,
And
and I think it'd be better for society. And I think it'd bring us together as a nation. I think it'd make us stronger as a nation because the more you find out about each other, the more you learn about each other, the better off we'll be. You know,
Thank you so much, there, Indiana mom. There, a lot of people love it. There, she says your laugh makes me smile. Thank you so much.
yep, yep. But yeah, I think interracial marriage is a beautiful thing. I think it needs to happen more
Yeah,
often.
and
And look, um, when you get two people together that have love in their heart and want that family, you know, I mean, we're seeing more success with black women, white men than two white people, two black people. And why is that? We come from different cultures, but somehow it works. Somehow we're leading the way when it comes to marriage, which to me is not a surprise. I knew my marriage was going to be successful the day I got married to my wife. A number of people didn't think it would last, but now they're, you know,
Hey, Dust Divester, over 47. I almost was gonna say over 76 there. Whoops.
you're thinking of the marriage rate, which is 73.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Satan is working overtime to harm the self-esteem of black women. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And I think, the devil's working overtime to stop interracial relationships, especially with black women, white men, because it's successful. It's bringing people together. And I think it's a positive within our nation because it's bringing people together. And look, and there's a number of black men that don't like to see that. I get it. But as time goes by, it's going to bring families together. And black
Exactly.
men, they date and marry 2 to 3 times what we're doing anyway. So I don't know why they would even be upset at it or even feel some kind of way when they do it more often. You would think that's like a hypocrite, you know.
Mm.
You interracially date but get mad at your counterpart for doing it?
Yeah, that does kind of classify as a hypocrite there.
Yeah.
Kathleen King says he sounds like the laugh on the song Wipeout in the early 60s. Kathleen is, of course, talking about my laugh that
Oh,
Indiana mom complimented on a few minutes ago. Thank
yeah.
you there, Kathleen King. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to close this out. I gotta go to work in the morning. It's 11.
Yeah, and I have to
I'll,
go to bed here too. Here, I have to go to work tomorrow afternoon.
okay, I'm gonna drop the link real quick. If anybody wants to come on at the last minute before I close up, um, I'll give you that last minute opportunity. Um,
Just as a closing statement there before you
okay.
end it, before anyone else, if anyone doesn't come on. The last time I came on, I was going to talk about the cold black dude from Pro White Male Leadership channel from a few weeks ago. But a few
Oh,
weeks ago, when I came on your stream, or was it last week? There, I really wasn't feeling up to it because I thought I was going to have enough energy, but I had a slight head cold that transferred into the following night when I came on. But I was going to simply talk about, and I thought coming on Pro White Male Leadership's channel that very same night that Cole Black and just asked him how he treats a woman, because one thing I found about black men is that they think that a lot of black women, or they think that treating a black woman to an extravagant dinner is gonna keep the relationship going. Look, money ain't gonna buy happiness, as the old saying goes. Love is what makes a relationship happy and all that. And if I was to ask my current woman there to go on a date next year there, and I was pretty sure she wouldn't mind just going to see a movie or going on some type of activity that doesn't cost like $1,000, if you know what I mean there, Brent. And
yeah.
that's all I was going to ask, because Cole Black kind of comes off as the kind of guy that thinks that you having these an extravagant date or like these extravagant, like expensive, like the Lamborghini or $1 million house is what will attract a woman. When at the end of it, money doesn't buy happiness. Love is what makes happiness between one another.
Yeah. Code Black. Who is Code Black?
That one guy that you kind of debated from.
Yeah, yeah. That was a weird debate. That was I was putting out the marriage stats, and he said, "Well, that's because or no, he was saying that interracial relationships are successful because it's a small group." And then I says, "Well, then marriage in the black community should be very successful because that's a minority group." And I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's kind of like what
Yeah,
I just wanted to like talk about the night when I was on your stream last week, and I
yeah,
even was thinking of coming on pro white male leadership channel that night when he was on with the two of you there, and just ask him that there. But for one, it was too late in the evening there that I just listened as I was heading to bed, and then the following day when you went live. There, I was still down with the side head cold, but that's all I wanted to like ask him or talk about from when he was on Pro White Male Leadership Channel there, and just I was thinking of coming on and all that, but I decided not to because of how late it was. But then, of course, with my head cold, I thought I was going to have enough energy to talk about it the following day when I came on yours, but I was too tired that the day still that
yeah.
I jumped off afterwards and barely said a word.
Yeah, that debate was weird. I was, but you know what though, that I enjoyed it in the fact that we were talking and not screaming at each other.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna
Now,
go in a totally different wrong
yeah,
direction there.
I,
That's
I
the
yeah, I did too. I thought it was because of what he was saying in the comment section, but I mean it was civil. Um, it basically turned out agree to disagree, but the points he was making just made no sense. And but you know when you ain't got when you don't have stats on your side, you deflect and you come up with other stuff. So I mean, it is what it is. But I enjoyed it. Um, and
um,
I'm glad people got to see it.
Yeah,
Um,
there were a lot of people that definitely enjoyed that little thing, and many others, and not just myself, that thought it was going to be a heated argument where
yeah,
everyone would be screaming one another, or he would be screaming out of everyone else with you and pro white male leadership on the panel
yeah,
there, because it was just the three of you at that moment there. But I was surprised that it like stayed calm for as long as it did until Cole Black hopped off, and then after he hopped off there, your expressions were hilarious. We're like, well, that was interesting. I
yeah,
chuckled quite a little bit when I heard you say that when I was like headed to bed that night there, Brent.
yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
yeah,
I mean,
but I enjoyed it. I know I ain't the only
yeah,
one, but I thought it was going to go in a totally different direction there.
yeah. And I'm glad it didn't because usually when you go into those things on YouTube, it ends up being a shouting match and it just goes nowhere.
Yeah,
It's
and
but
yeah, it's like you said, it goes into a shouting match, and it basically is a match that really doesn't result in anything. And the one person that is shouting the most thinks that they are the winner if they are proving what they claim and all that. And at the end of it, it really isn't worth it of those kind of things. And I've seen
oh
shouting matches like that throughout YouTube here many, many times there. And so I know what you're talking about, but at the end of it, there, it really doesn't like resolve anything. But at the end of it, he seemed the kind of person that is okay with agree to disagree, which is something that not a lot of people are capable of doing nowadays, if you know what I mean. Because a lot of
Yeah,
people think that they're always right, and when
yeah,
someone like tells the truth or something, people get defensive and all that. That causes like those kind of shouting matches.
yeah. Hey, let me answer this question. I don't
Uh,
see much data right now when I look it up. Can you guys help me out here? If there are 45% of white men that are not married, what is the percentage of black men that aren't married? 70% of black men are not married. 70%. Because 30% of black men are married. So 70% of black men are not married. Yeah. And look, that 45% of white men not married, that's not good either. Marriage across the board is horrible statistically. In the white community, we're over half that are married. And our marriages don't last unless we marry a black woman. But and it's funny because I just, hey, when I got married, I had like 6 cousins got married, right? And mine was supposed to be the one that didn't last. And they chose, they married white people like we are. I chose the black woman, and my marriage lasted. So uh, I got the last laugh on that one. So, but you know what? The data's in my favor anyway. And back then we didn't see the data. It's like things are happening in real time that we don't see yet. So I'm waiting for that data to come in, and I know it's above 4% of black women, white men that are married. Seriously. Um,
But yeah, that's pretty much like just what my closing argument for tonight is. I just want to talk about stuff I want to like mention last week there when I was on,
yeah,
but just because of my health conditions and all that, I didn't have a chance to put a word in edgewise or whatever the proper terms are there. But if the Cold Black was here tonight, I was like ask him that. But just stuff I wanted to mention earlier on that I figured I'd bring up tonight, just so I could get the stuff I wanted to talk about last week out.
yeah. I yeah. It's late at night. I don't see much. I haven't seen no trolls out tonight.
Not as of yet. Besides that one, like person that tried to like promote like some type of like sex thing in the chat a little bit ago there, but I think
Yeah,
William Ross handled it.
yeah. That's a robo troll. That's not a real
Yeah, a
person.
robot or a YouTube
Yeah,
bot.
yeah. They just send it to your channel. It's not a real person.
Nah,
But I blocked it out.
yeah,
Yeah, they do that. I
yeah,
wish
and
I
I've
wish YouTube I wish YouTube would fix that. And hey, the notifications, guys. I'm sorry you're not getting them. I know Dust Divester over 47. She's not getting the notifications of my lives,
um,
and you're not the only one. A lot of people tell me they're not. I don't know what's going on. And I'm not the only one that says this. There are other YouTubers that say this. Y- and the ones that disagree on my platform, the total opposite, say the same thing. So I don't know if it's like a glitch in the system, or when you hit the bell, make sure you hit all. That might be it. But I've checked it, and sometimes the notifications come real late when I'm already into the live. So I don't know what's going on. Um, but I always try to put it on my community page so you guys get a heads up when I do go live. Um, so I do apologize if you're not getting them. Um, I try to look at my community page, and I usually put something on there. Um, I'll be going live again Saturday night. Okay, it's probably going to be a late one again, but it's just my work schedule is. And once we get through New Year's and stuff, I'll be
And
back
the
to normal.
holidays, Christmas, New Year's, all
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. There,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure
yeah,
you'll have a better schedule too. There, in terms of like what I will be doing, well, the in the future, I'll be having a different name for the channel of mine, guys, because it is the Mind of an Angel. But come after the New Year's holiday season, I'm gonna be revamping and changing my channel up. There, I think I already told you like a snippet of what I'm gonna be doing, but it's just hilarious from the way people like react nowadays. They're like earlier today, there was a report of an article. There was an article of a report down in St. Louis, Missouri, where a man shot at a KFC employee all because they were out of corn, and I just thought was stupid and hilarious of how that person resort to violence in terms of using a gun, all because they were out of a side dish that you could have asked for like a replacement of. And that's kind of like what the future of my channel is, just reacting to these like redundant stories, whether it's a news clip of here on YouTube or reading an article and all that. It's just like my
yeah,
way of telling people to put a chicken in it.
yeah, yeah. People are, yeah,
People are weird.
yeah. Over corn. I mean, I don't even really like corn, so I would have taken
Yeah. Um,
extra side dish. Yeah,
I would have, if I said they were out of something of my favorite kind of side dish at KFC, I would like simply ask, well, could I substitute for another side of mashed potatoes and gravy, or a side of mac and cheese instead if it was over coleslaw or corn or whichever like dish that they would be out of. I mean, I would have done that because I'm always like not that like picky of a person, nor would I get upset over something. Because I've had times where I've had gone to restaurants that they were out of, and simply asked if I could get something different instead, and they were able to chop up the difference and all that, or just substitute it in replacement for it instead. So I've had those kind of things, and my experience at restaurants that been out of certain things, and it really ain't no big deal to me there. Even if it's my favorite, I still wouldn't cause a hissy fit.
yeah. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close this, guys.
All right. Well, you
Hey,
have a good night there, Brent.
hey, yeah. Thanks for coming on. It's good to see you again.
And I'm
And
happy to have come and happy to have met so many new people. I already seen a lot of these people like Michael Ray and KP and many others here, but it was super awesome of meeting all the new people there. And the Indiana mom, you have a great night too there. And same thing with Williams, loves to learn there. Great to see you all again, and great to meet the new people too.
oh yeah, and great to have you on, sir. Thanks for coming on. It's
No
been
problem. You have a great night.
you too. Have a good one. And everybody in the chat, thank you for coming on and joining me this evening. Indiana mom, good to see you, young lady. Michael Ray, Josh Watson, America Jonesy, uh, SJ Talks in Life, um, Kathleen King, Dust Divester over 40. William loves to learn therapy and tips for autism. Good to see you. Irises, good to see you again, young lady. Kay Scott. Uh, Mahogany Locks, good to see you. All right, I think I got everybody. If I didn't, I apologize. Alana, good to see you. Disappointed dinosaur. Okay, AB, good to see you. And everybody that come on, thank you guys for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed this live. Um, you know, hopefully got something out of this. And it's just good to hear other people's perspective, even when we totally disagree, seeing where they're coming at with why they think the way they do. Um, like that guy, he's got his right to his opinion. We respect that, right? I disagree with where he was going. Some of the stuff he said was true. Um, but it is what it is. We all got our opinions, right? But I feel black women, white men relationships are a blessing from God. It's meant to be. It's not white supremacy. White supremacy is white exclusive only, period, end of story. Uh, White supremacy don't include black people. It don't work that way. Um, so I know they're putting that new narrative that if black women get with white men, they're uplifting white supremacy. No, they're not. They're helping destroy white supremacy. Okay. So, but that's the devil at work, putting things in there, twisting, what's going on, get you thinking weird ways, you know. But the truth of it is, as within our nation, we're better off when we're married, when we raise our children in a traditional way, regardless of what race we are. You know, that's how we fix it with marriage. You know, marriage will cure a lot of crap. It really will. We need to go back to the basics, go back to the way God intended men and women to come together. Okay. But anyway, you guys have a good night. God bless you and your families. And I'll see you Saturday night. Okay. I don't know what time yet. That depends on my schedule. But I'll keep you posted. Okay. I'll see you Saturday night. Have a good one. God bless you and your families. And, I hope everybody has a good Christmas, good New Year's. Um, and I love you guys. You guys make this possible. You guys motivate me to come on. And I love you guys. I do. It's been fun tonight. So I'll see you guys soon. Have a good night. God bless.